Hello everyone, today we're doing Topology from HackTheBox, which is an easy written machine. First it has us going to a website with a few domains attached to it, one of which is using latex that converts what is typed into equations into a PNG. We're able to inject the application and pull out the .htp ht password file that gives us user on the box through password use. We find the program Newplot, which is vulnerable to privilege escalation. But first, we have to discover the process that is running it. Otherwise, we just get a callback of ourselves. I got lucky whenever doing the box myself that LinP's caught it, but there is a dedicated tool that we use to monitor running processes continuously. The box is slow, so whenever I was doing the box as well on my own, some of my enumeration tools were still going up until the time that I got root. So with that, let's jump into it. To start off, as always, we set an environment variable of target to 10.10.11.217, and then fire up nmap, sudo nmap, the target environment variable, -p dash for all the ports, -a for operating system and service versioning, -me to make it a little bit more verbose, -n, on, to output that to nmap out. This can take a while, so I have already ran it. So let's list out the content. It is running 2 ports, 22 OpenSSH 8.2p1. It thinks it's an Ubuntu machine. And then we also have port 80 running HTTP, Apache, HTTPD 2441. And then nothing else really to note. It is Miskatonic University Topology group. So let's exit out of there. Clear our screen, then go visit the website. Welcome to Topology. Homepage of the Topology group. On this website, we present our current research topics, software projects published, Professor Klein's group. Yep. We have the staff. We have a couple of people that we can get some usernames out of if we need to. Software project, we have the latex equation generator, which in the bottom left hand corner, it goes to the subdomain of latex.topology.hackthebox. And additionally, over here, we have L. Klein, and then we have a domain of topology. So let's grab this. Let's go back. Let's open that up so we don't forget it. We'll do sudo vim etc hosts, add this to our host file. It was 10.10.11.217. Topology, latex, topology. Now that we have a subdomain, we can fire up GoBuster, vhost URL, topology to HackTheBox, wordlist, user share, seclist, discovery, DNS instead of web content, subdomains, top 1 million. We'll do the 5,000, the smaller variant, and then we'll do append domain. GoBuster makes the assumption that you've already done this inside of your Word file, whereas we have not. So we're telling it to append topology to the words. So fire that off. And then right off the bat, we have dev.topology. So let's open up another terminal. We'll do sudo vim etc hosts. And then we'll add dev topology. And then we also have stats. Topology. Add those two, write it out, and then we should be able to kind of grab that. Dev. Nope. And then we'll do, what's the other one? Stats. There you go. HP. Stats. HackTheBox. Not dev, excuse me. There we go. Cool. Stats doesn't really have anything. Broken link, a broken image. And then average time, yada. We inspect. Goes to files, source stats, files, network, PNG. Yeah, and they're really cool there. We can exit out of that. We can go over to dev, which it presents us with a login. So it tells us that there is some sort of database or some sort of username and password storage on the opposite side. So we can just try the obvious, the admin.admin, then admin.password. So we can try a whole bunch of default credentials. We can go back to LaTeX though. And then LaTeX equation generator, LaTeX inline math mode syntax in the field. So you can actually grab something like this, see if it even works. Throw it in there, fraction, generate, and it outputs it as a .png. Very nice. LaTeX, however, within payload all the things, there is a directory that tells us how we can possibly inject LaTeX. Most often payload all the things is for like reverse shell. That's where kind of like I know it, but there is a lot of things inside of here. So yeah, extremely useful in the repository. But LaTeX, hey, we can grab this. LaTeX injection, you might need to adjust the injection with wrappers of a backslash in the bracket and then a $signs. So new line file, read a single line file. Then we also have multiple read line files. So let's grab this. ls input listing, and then we have Etsy password. So perfect. We can grab that, go back over here, throw that in, generate. The image cannot be displayed because it contains errors. So we get something back out of there. And we also had the wrappers, $sign, throw that in. And then we get the Etsy file back. Perfect. So there was, going back to dev, there was a username and password thing going on here. And it is an Apache web server. Let's go back here. It is an Apache web server, 2441. And Apache has a file for basic authentication called htpassword. htpassword. There you go. Manages user files for basic authentication. It's like its own internal thing. Yeah. Flat file is used for storing username and password for basic authentication. It's really not that secure, but we can see if we can go grab it. And Apache's kind of file structure, at least for Linux machines, is, where am I going? Here we are. The file structure that it typically posts itself inside of is var dev. Yeah. So is the subdomain, excuse me. Subdomain, so there may be something like latex or I forgot what the default one is, but latex. Yeah, latex dev. There may be one for like stats or something like that, or they could be all clobbered together. But oh, full screen. There we go. Let's go back out of there. We'll do dev, and then we'll do htpassword. Yeah, there we go. Perfect. Which it throws something right back at us. Username and password v Daisley, and then this is the delineation between user and password, and this is a hash version, a Apache hash. So one of the things you can do, which you can stop. Go Buster, you did very well, thank you. Let's actually exit out of here, make this a little bit cleaner. One of the things that you can do is like vim password, create a password file, and then just input these one by one. This is extremely error prone, and yeah, I really wouldn't recommend it. But there is some, we can get the text out of this. And we go to one of my favorite tools out there, CyberChef, and use, can I just do OCR? Yeah, there we go. Cool. So OCR is optical character recognition. It's a neat little tooltip. Mechanical or electronic conversion of images typed. Yeah. It's a way of pulling text out of images. Really cool stuff. So we put that in. Unsupported file type. We don't really pass anything in, so no surprise there. Which is a JPEG, PNG. We have a PNG, and then all the other ones. So let's go grab that. Save the images. Throw that there. Yeah, replace it. Sure. And then go back here. open file as input, not desktop. We did it in downloads. Equation, open. It's doing its magic. And there we go. It's back at us. There's a confidence of 75%. So before we throw this inside of any cracker, you want to, I would encourage like triple verifying that it actually is, it's actually correct, or else you'll never get it correctly. It's just how hashes work. Throw that in there, and then we can go back to our, not that one. We can close stats, we can close dev, and go back to this one. This is what I want. Cool. April, yep. 10, S2, NVIRME, DB. The only thing that I see is just at the end. And just remove that. Nah, look, that's a 0. And that's a circle. Not a circle. Anyway, yeah. So let's write that out. So we're going to use hashcat. And then we'll do password? Yeah. Okay. For hashcat, one of the things that you need to do is, we'll stop right there. One of the things that you need to do, or at least needed to do before it introduced auto hash recognition, which is really cool, is you needed to specify what hashing algorithm is was used for the hash. Whereas this one already identified for it, which is 1600 Apache, and it typically looks like April, APR1. I keep calling it April. And that definitely looks like the one that we have. So we can specify that. So hashcat password, and then we'll do, no, actually, -m 1600. There we go. Password, and then we'll use user share wordless rocku.txt. Run it. This is inside of a virtual machine, so you really don't want to run any sort of cracking inside of virtual machines. They take a long time. So you just want like you just want to have it on the host. You don't always have to. Fortunately, it has already cracked it. We have the hash, so we can actually pass in multiple hashes and it'll output this, and it is calculus 20. If you ever try to run the like hashcat against file, like if you forget it or it's lost to the void, and it typically won't spit it back out at you, what you have to do is like hashcat, you specify the file, or you specify the hash really, and then you do -- show. And hashcat will grab the hash from whatever you passed in, and then search through its pot file in order to find of like, hey, I found this. This is the hash, and then delineated by the colon, and then calculus. This is also stored via, where's the thing? You know, like /.local share. And we also have like, yeah, there we go, hashcat, and then we also, what else is in here? Let me go inside of here. Where are you? There we go. Hashcat pop file. You can cat that out. Ooh, definitely not that. Pop file. That's where it's stored. And you can also remove previous cracked passwords from there as well. But anyway, and grab this. We now have a username and a password. So let's SSH bdaisley at the target. So it'll evaluate that. Pass in our password, which it should have been correct. I should have checked beforehand. And we are in. Perfect. All right, now that we're in, let's do who am I, bdaisley, and then where am I? So in the home directory profile, we have the user.txt for count user.txt. Perfect. And then also we do have a password, which is still on our clipboard. We do have a password, so we can do the easy sudo-l, paste the password. Can't really do anything. Can't run sudo on Topology, so nothing really there. Let's pull this up, clear this out, and then open up a new pane. So let's push over linpeas. which I'm going to hashcat this root. Let's go to topology, not top command. Make dir www. We're going to go inside of there, and we're going to copy linpiece as lp.sh, and we're going to serve this up, this entire directory, through Python. With Python 3, we're going to use the module HTTP, specifically the server, start that up. It's going to run on port 8000. And then back on the target, let's do actually wget. So let's fetch wget. Let's move inside of the temp directory. I just like this better. And wget http 1010 RIP address 14.5 port 8000 lp.sh. Go grab that. Excellent. Let's blow this up again. And then we're going to do chmod +x lp.sh. And then we're going to actually run it. Fire that up. One of the things whenever I really like linpiece because it's a consistent way of doing an enumeration whenever you get dropped inside of an environment. But one of the things, at least for me, whenever I was starting out, is it presents so much information at you. It's hard to parse through it of like what is actually relevant, what's not. It tries to do this, but even then, it's so much information to parse through, and I'd be overloaded. And there is such a heavy draw to find the first thing and then fall down that rabbit hole. Like pseudo version is 1.8.31. I think this is vulnerable to something. While linpiece does this thing on the left hand side, we can do like search exploit sudo 1.8. Hey, it's previous me. Yeah, there's like privilege escalation. I mean, you see that and it's like, oh yeah, let me go after that. But one of the things that I was told by people way smarter than me and learned, is that you try to read through all the information to get a story about the box. So just like what is going on. And then you can kind of like prioritize, like you can take, hey, pseudo version 1.8. You can just write that note down of like, this is a possible, keep going. Like anything that's interesting, just have a notepad on the left-hand side or wherever. And just say, hey, that's interesting. Maybe some Linux exploits. I can maybe try these and just keep it. So you can start just going through the information, understand what's being presented to you, instead of just jumping at the first thing you see, which in this case, which in this case is a rabbit hole. But if we keep going through this, one of the things that stuck out was, and it's not even highlighted, so it kind of highlights the point of just reading through everything that's presented to you right off the bat and just not diving into anything and keeping a notepad. Like, hey, I saw this is interesting, but we'll keep going down. User info, yeah. Software info. Keep going down. It's just so much information. Like this is really enticing as well. You got like passwords, but anyway, you get it. We'll keep going down. Down. Tmux, yep, we might be able to get something there. Blah, 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 blah. Keep going. Suid. Capabilities. I just keep going. Hey, there's us. There's temp, other interesting files. There's log auth. This one right here. It's not even highlighted. And so unexpected in opt, usually empty. And there's just one little itty bitty file. And specifically, it's root. Or excuse me, owned by root, root username and group. But the thing that's really interesting is we can not read it. We can't read inside of the directory, but we can write to it. Which, if we actually go look up what GNU, what is it? New plot? New plot, there we go. Homepage. Actually, let's back up. NewPlot is a command line GUI platform that can generate 2 or 3 dimensional plots or functions, data, and data fits, not FIS. It definitely fits the theme of some university that I like the latex on front. So math equations, and then you have this plot thing. So it fits the theme, but it's really just hidden in this wall of text. So let's actually search for a little bit more. New plot. Opt. Interesting. Writable files owned by me or everyone. Nothing else. There's just those two. So should have ended by now. Yeah, cool. Let's clear that. We can actually go visit the directory. So cd, not Etsy. Go there and then new plot. And then can't go inside of it. New plot. Actually, we can. We just can't look inside of it. Let's back up. There should be. Let's go back inside of temp. Let's clear the screen so I'm not confused all the time. New plot. And definitely runs. And so if we actually go to new plot and then we type in vulnerability, privilege exploitation, which gives us a nice little thing. The script is new plot is command line, generates, yep, we already read this. Script file, new plot can be used to execute system commands as follows. We pass it a .plt file. We create that file. Contents of the PLT is like, who am I? And then a rev shell. So let's grab this, go back here, exit. Yeah, okay. I didn't actually know. Okay. We'll do vim test PLT, throw that in there. And then we'll do 9001. 10, 14, and then 5. So this is a reverse shell. However, we are going to run the program as us, and so probably won't work. Not that it won't work, but I don't think we'll get a reverse shell as the one who owns it, so root. Let's get out of here, go back over to the other side. We'll do netcat lvmp 9001. Set up a catcher, and we'll do new plot. Pass in test PLT. Get a reverse shell back, and it's us. So that wasn't particularly the way in, but during my run, ran through it. It didn't actually. Just something didn't seem right about it. So linpiece has a couple of different arguments that you can pass in. lp.sh, and then we'll do help. Let's blow this up so it makes it a little bit nicer. A couple different options that you can pass in. There is the -a, which is all checks. If you're going after your OSCP, be extremely cautious of this because it is considered a auto exploiter because it tries to brute force SU and do some extra things. So, but we do have the -e flag, which I was fairly lucky because whenever I ran it, lp.sh-e, run through the whole thing again. There is a script that runs in the background that you're trying to catch or trying to look for. There's another way that you can look for it as well, but it comes up and then dies. It's not a continuously running process, so it may not be caught by linpiece, but the -e, and whenever you run this, it only looks at the running processes for a minute and see if it catches anything. And the reason why I don't like running -e or what is this? Extra? I think it's just simply just extra. Extra enumeration, cool. Is that linpiece already throws so much out at you, much like why we do directory enumeration or just things with smaller files at first, is we're trying to just see what is the most interesting at first and not overload us and hide things in the background, essentially. So this will run. One of the other tools, if we back out, to do this, so we'll go to like hack tricks, And specifically, we are looking for, I'm blind. Come on, we can do this. There we go. Specifically what we were looking for. Yeah, reject them all. Get out of here. Oh, wrong one. Nope. I clicked. No, bring back dark mode. There we go. Process. Not Windows processes, Linux, process memory, and then processes. There's a tool that you can use to monitor processes in the background, or you can use to monitor processes. Yeah, there we go. This will do it better than I can do. This will explain it better. Monitor processes is very useful for identifying vulnerable processes being executed frequently or when a set of requirements are met. So you can have this running inside of a shell, and if anything's caught. So designed to snoop on processes without the need for root privileges. So that's great. I think it is a 64-bit system. You can go back here and then are we down at the bottom? Enter. No, it's still running. My Atlanta. It just takes so long. There. I think we can SSH. Fire up a new one. Oh, hey, it finished, of course. It sends to me. I completely forgot what I was doing. Oh, yeah, the architecture. You need to make sure you're running the correct binary for the correct architecture. So we can do like uname -a, and then Linux topology 540, and then over here is we have x86-64. So it's a 64-bit operating system. Go back here. We'll go 64-bit static version. We don't want the small one. Grab it. 3 megabytes. I thought it said gigabytes. I panicked. Oh my. We'll do copy, downloads, and then we'll do PS64. Copy inside of our directory. And then wget again. Instead of LP, we'll do PSPY64. Yeah, serve that up first. Grab it, pull it over, and before we even run this, we can search for new plot. New plot. We have a history. That's interesting. See, in this case, it didn't even catch it this time. Whereas in my initial run through, it actually caught it. So let's exit out of there. And run PS. Yeah, there we go. So let's do chmod x and then PSPY64. Run it. And then it'll just start throwing out all the processes that are running. And we're looking for specifically, there we go, I can speak. Specifically, new plot. So nothing there. Keep rolling down. And it will eventually come up. But you can have this running in the background and then open up another shell and keep doing your enumeration. And so, user bin failed to ban server. Neat. I'm just going to keep rolling around. Hello? Oh, there we go. Finally ran. Okay. And maybe on a cron, I'm not quite sure. Find new plot. Man, it's finding it. Interesting. +5, -30, RMRF, and then bin sh. Yeah, here you go. So here's the stuff. Sometimes you get lucky and linpiece will catch this with the -e flag. Sometimes not so lucky. Yeah. So bin sh, find new plot, and then it's looking for anything with the .plt extension, and then not that one. There we go, right here. Oop. Inside of what? Where is this thing? Load. Find anything with the extension, remove it. There should be something that explicitly tells us anything inside of the directory. It's this one. Yeah, so anything inside of the new plot directory, it runs. So we can go do that. Command C, let's get out of here. Let's take the same reverse shell that we had before. Make sure we have a listener fired up. So let's exit out of here. Clear the screen, netcat, LVMP 9001. We're going to move test inside of opt new plot. Throw that in there. It should run. Finally. I was thinking about just cutting that out. There we go. Finally caught it. There we go. Yeah. Look around. ID, actually. So we don't get confused. Pull this up. ID, we're at topology, LHSLA. There's root.txt, word count, root.txt. There we go. That is the box. Thanks for watching.